Hey, it's the Empire, Geoboxing Empire, Box for Boxing. And now, man, you guys see the video, man. My boy Andy Ruiz throwing a lot of punches in the pool. How many punches you think he's throwing? He's throwing 300 punches, right, for 3-minute rounds. Do you know how many punches that is? That's 1 punch per second. And he's wearing a glove while he's doing it underwater. Now, my boy Andy Reeves, man, a lot of people talk about his fitness and, him training and how he doesn't take the sport of boxing seriously. Now, this is a really big deal because, sometimes people have to hit rock bottom before they really take themselves seriously. And Andy Reeves got such pullback from that Andy Reeves versus Anthony Joshua 2 fight that he basically changed his life around, I believe. And training, and any professional athlete would tell you, training in water is the most hardest thing you can do, especially when you're weighing your body down with, I'm guessing 16-ounce gloves in the water while throwing combinations. This is a really big deal. Andy Ruiz is an incredible fighter, but the guy is known for his speed. So understand, when he's throwing punches underwater, the guy's already quick as it is, and he's only going to get quicker and quicker because of it, right? The resistance, the movement, the combinations, and just his speed alone is going to make him a better fighter training underwater. There's a lot of money in Andy Reeves right now. A lot of people are riding with him because he is the first Mexican heavyweight champion, unified Mexican heavyweight champion, right? Beat an undefeated Anthony Joshua by stoppage, man, which was an extremely big deal and the first time it's ever been done in boxing history, right? I think Andy Reeves has a high ceiling for his potential in the sport of boxing. A lot of people say that, his weight will make him as a fighter, and he, if it's not broke, fix it. I mean, what ain't broke doesn't need to be fixed. But in Andy Reeves' case, I don't buy into him losing weight would destroy him as a fighter. I don't believe that. I think that's just laziness talk. And, he's training to prove it. Even Anthony Joshua, he got to a certain point where he was so big and so buff that he had to lose that weight. That's why he was big and buff in the first fight. He lost all the weight and decided to focus on his stamina and his running. People always assume that you need to be jacked up and lift weights all the time to get to be a better fighter, but you don't. Stamina and cardio is actually what you really need in boxing. And Andy Reeves training in the pool, moving his hands, moving around the pool, throwing punches with his gloves on, that's definitely what Anthony Joshua did, but to a higher degree. Because I've seen Anthony Joshua doing it on a treadmill. Air resistance is normal. You're used to moving around, walking around. But moving underwater, that's not normal at all. That's high level training right there. Andy Reeves is doing something I rarely see boxers do. And, I like it a lot. I think Andy Reeves is going to really come out. He's going to come out the gate fighting a tough opponent right away, in my opinion. There's no reason why Andy Reeves needs a soft touch. I think that would be bad for him, in my opinion. I think he needs someone to keep him focused on fighting the best. And fighting the best means fighting a contender. You fight a contender, you're going to take it more seriously. You're going to continue to improve. You fight some bum, some cherry pick, you're going to fight and train like you're fighting for some cherry pick. Andy Reeves' fundamentals are enough to make him champion. He proved in the Anthony Joshua fight. He doesn't really need to be a better boxer. What he needs to do is just to get himself in shape, right? There's small things he can work on as far as just moving a little bit more, boxing a little more, using his jab more because he's quick enough. He likes to throw combinations, but I think he does need to use his jab more and just move around the ring more. We'll see how his legs are doing as well, as far as boxing goes, because he's quick enough and he knows how to fight small, right? If you actually watch him fight any fighter, when he's getting ready to throw a combination, he'll dodge the first 2-3 punches and then he'll throw a combination. If the guy just did that at a higher level, just boxing, but using a jab, it would make him even more tricky because, Andy Reeves usually starts his offense off by getting in the inside, but if he's a smaller fighter and he's fighting someone taller than him, if he did the same thing in the outside while the guy's throwing a punch, just dodge the punch and then, throw a jab and maybe hit him with 2 or 3 punches and move around, it'll make him more elusive because he can box you when he wants to, and then he can be aggressive when he wants to. There's a lot of times where you see fighters, it's crazy. They'll walk a boxer down, walk him down, and then when the boxer gets to the rope, they'll know if he tries to throw too many punches in the rope, the boxer's gonna counter him. So that's basically in essence what Andy Ruiz can do by learning just how to box a little more, because Andy Ruiz is so quick, you don't really want to be in the pocket too long with him, and then you don't want to be too aggressive as well because he's quick enough to counter you, right? I still believe that Andy Ruiz beat Joseph Parker when you fought him. It shows his counter-punching ability. When you think you're going to counter Andy Ruiz, he comes back with 2 or 3. The only reason why Andy Ruiz lost that fight is just because he fought in New Zealand. If he fought that anywhere else, let's say that if that fight was in Mexico, Andy Ruiz would have won that fight. It's facts, right? But Andy Ruiz, man, he looks really good, man. I'm glad he's training, looking great. We're gonna see how his career takes him. He hasn't announced any fights yet, but like I said, man, he needs to fight someone tough right away. There's no reason to take a soft touch. He should want to get himself in a contention right away. The WBC president is Mexican. They will pit in the favor for their boy Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz is not doing himself any favors by fighting a bum. If he fights a top opponent, the WBC, knowing them, they'll put him up right away. They'll put him up mandatory right away, guarantee it. Let me know how you guys feel about it though. How you think about Andy Ruiz's training in the pool? I think he's doing really good. I think he's going hard. Let me know how you guys feel about it though. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Empire. GeoBoxing Empire. Peace.